Yeah, man! This is wild basil. It's growing on my balcony. Some people calls it basil. Caught fresh wild basil. You could use sweet basil instead. Caught wild basil. This is wild basil up front. You could use sweet basil instead. The leaf is a little bit bigger and the sweet basil is not as bitter as the wild basil. The flavor of it is bitter, but to me it's better. Hello, my name is Miguel and today I'm gonna make for you Basil Sardine Appetizer Hors d'oeuvre. Get a can or tin of your favorite brand of sardine. Crackers, use your favorite brand of crackers. You could use toasted bread instead. Half Scotch bonnet pepper, you could use shredded red pepper instead. A drop or less than quarter teaspoon of vinegar. You could use any flavored vinegar. It's optional. Less or more tablespoon ketchup. A pinch between quarter teaspoon salt. 2 tablespoons wild or sweet basil, shredded. Visit Jamaican cookings.com for the recipe. Use the basil's soft stem and the leaf. Do not use the hard stem. Gather enough fresh basil so that when you shred it, you get 2 tablespoons of basil flakes. This is just a guide. You could use less or more. Get a bowl, add enough water, use your fingers, wash the basil's leaf clean. Ensure the basil is clean. To do this, sprinkle several drops of distilled white vinegar on the fresh basil. After that, give it a final rinse with fresh water. It's best if you do this part on the fresh running water. Shake off excess water. Allow the basil to dry. Next, use a cooking scissors or you could use a sharp knife. Shred fresh basil to flakes. Cut half ripening Scotch bonnet pepper. You could use shredded red pepper instead. No, you could just use half Scotch bonnet pepper. This will make the sardines spicy a little bit. However, if you want it to be hot, spicy, you could shred the ripening Scotch bonnet pepper fine, such as this. Measure less than quarter teaspoon of salt and then put it on the plate. See, fresh basil flakes measures 2 tablespoons. Put this aside and go to the next step. Prepare the sardine. Get a big enough bowl ready. Ensure to wash the surface of the sardine can or tin clean. Open sardine can. Take out 1 sardine fish and then put it into the bowl. Alright, listen. Some sardine is packed, guttered and clean already. However, some sardine, all they did is just remove the head, so you have to gutter it and clean it yourself. This brand sardine, they already guttered it. However, sometimes I can still see fish feces on it. I like to remove it because if I eat it, it's gonna make me feel bad or upset. Some people wouldn't even do this part. They would just crush the sardine and start eating. However, I like to prepare the sardine properly before I eat it. So you could do like me, clean the inside of the sardine properly. Some sardine brand where the fish is not guttered, the little eggs that might be in some of the fishes, some people call that hors d'oeuvre. But I don't think it is. You could keep it if that's what you want, but I removed it. This is the muck that was on the sardine if you didn't clean it. This is what you would have ate if you didn't clean the sardine properly. Once the sardine is cleaned properly, add the oil that came in the can on the sardine that is in the bowl. Mash the sardine. Add the salt. Add pepper flakes or half ripening Scotch bonnet pepper. Add wild basil flakes. Now use a spoon or a fork. Combine ingredients well. Mash the sardine with the pepper and then combine ingredients well. This is good enough. Cover it until serving. Go to the next step. Next, make Basil Sardine Appetizer or hors d'oeuvre. To do this, use a fork or a spoon. Spread basil and sardine on the cracker like this, and then put it on a plate. Do this until you're finished. This is Basil Sardine Appetizer / hors d'oeuvre. Visit JamaicanCookings.com for the recipe. Subscribe, like, and share. You should try making these appetizers yourself. When you do, please come back and share your experience with us. This is Basil Sardine Appetizer / hors d'oeuvre. I am not tasting the bitter flavor of the wild basil. All I am tasting is the spiciness of the pepper on the sardine. For another Basil Sardine Appetizer idea, add sliced tomatoes. And for a third idea, add cheese. Without the ketchup, the flavor is plain. And if you don't have fresh basil, you could add dried basil instead. With the ketchup, I can taste the flavor of the basil more. Adding vinegar makes it tangy a little bit. This basil and sardine combination is delicious. You should try it. Until next time, what good?
Yeah, man.